Looking for a dumbbell only back workout and you have a disc herniation, disc bulge, maybe you've had a surgery such as a fusion, I've got a really cool follow along workout. I'm gonna take you inside of my recent pull day workout so that you can see why I do things, how I do them, and how you're going to do them for yourself and do them actually pain-free. Before you go, real quick, if you want the reps, sets, and exercise list that I don't share in the actual video, but you want to take them home and take them to the gym to follow along with the specific sets and reps for these exercises, fitnessforbackpain.com/back workout. Go get it and let's work out.
So let's talk warm-ups. Lots of different strategies you can take when it comes to doing the best warm-up for you. Obviously by now, hopefully you have a solid understanding of what a good warm-up consists of. My first portion of my workout is very specific. Here I'm on a bike. I do about 8 to 10 minutes on the bike. Here I'm actually doing a pulling workout today with dumbbells. So what I'm doing is actually just taking my shoulders through some range of motion drills. Very simple, just kind of seeing if I have any kind of weirdness or tightness that might, hinder me while I'm actually getting into the exercises that I'm doing for the day. I personally don't have a lot of bad shoulder issues. I've never had shoulder issues at all, thank God. So not a big issue here, but like taking things through a range of motion before diving into what really matters, and that's core training. You already know core training should be your #1 priority before you start any kind of weight-bearing exercises. The exercise that I'm starting off with in today's pulling dumbbell workout is alternating pressure dead bugs. That's just what I call them. It makes sense in my brain, and the pressure kind of comes down to what's happening in the middle of the body. So you see my opposite arm and my opposite knee kind of connect in the middle, while my other opposite arm and opposite leg go out and extend to do the dead bug. What I'm doing is I'm creating pressure, so I'm pulling my knee in and I'm pushing my hand against that other knee, and I'm creating a tension or a forcing me to contract the abs to get that pressure in there while I'm actually doing the other part of the dead bug, which is bringing my arms and my legs down. Love this exercise, very beneficial and a great starter exercise for your workout. The second core exercise that we're doing in this workout is kind of a 2-for-1. I've been doing these a lot more lately. It's a side plank with a glute element to it. So the side plank is a side plank, great exercise for overall core stability. But what I'm doing is I'm bringing my leg up and I'm holding for about 6 to 8 seconds to really engage that left hip and that left glute. You'll also feel in the leg or the hip or glute that you're raising the leg on. So it's a really good overall exercise. You wanna make sure that as the leg comes up, that your middle body is not collapsing. So as I'm going up, I'm losing that extra leg to keep me stable, and my butt kind of drops towards the ground. You wanna stay away from that. Make sure you're not doing that. Doing both sides, starting off really small is really key as well, because it is a little bit more of an advanced exercise. So going to the side plank, obviously make sure you can do that really well. Going into the leg lifts, hold it for 6 to 8 seconds, come down, rest for 6 to 8 seconds in the plank position, go back up for 6 to 8 seconds and hold. Start there and then work your way up to actually holding it for like the entire 30, 45 seconds or a minute that you're doing that side plank. First exercise in this pull dumbbell workout are the scoop rows. Really fun, creative way of doing a row. It engages a little bit more than just your typical bent over row or bench supported dumbbell row. What I'm doing here is I've got my weight, and then what I'm attaching to my wrist is a light band. The band's attached to the rig or a wall, whatever you have access to. Essentially what this is doing, once I'm in a good healthy position, which is what you should know how to get into, if not, make sure you learn how to do that by watching other videos here on my channel. But I'm actually pulling my elbow back, just very simple, engaging the lat, engaging the shoulder girdle, all the muscles that's surrounding that area. But the band is adding a resistance, so I can really feel my lats being engaged, because not only am I pulling up and back, but that band is trying to pull that dumbbell kind of towards the wall. So it's forcing me to really engage the entire right side of the back that I'm trying to hit. Renegade rows, this is a pretty tough exercise. Now this is what I would consider for someone who has a sensitive back is more of an advanced exercise. So if you are really sensitive, I'd keep mind of how you're doing this. if you even should be doing this exercise, because there's a lot of micro movements and twisting that happen in the low back just due to the unevenness of the weight. So start super light, have a really wide foot base, you are really stable, and you're not challenging too much of that micro stability that's in the low back. Always start easier, then kind of work up on the difficulty on that. Very simple exercise. What you see is what you get, kind of going through the progressions of the weight that I used, and then getting ready for the next exercise. Another exercise that I'm kind of adding new to the program that I've been working through right now is bench supported upright row. A lot of people like to do shrugs, and they don't want to do shrugs because the shrugs hurt and you have to really add weight to the bar to get a good shrug in. This is a way you can target the same general area of where you'd be working with the upper back and the traps and stuff like that. You can set the bench up a little bit more steeper to be more of like an upright row, but I like this variation of the bench supported upright row. It's a little bit less of an aggressive angle where you're not sitting straight up, so it's easier on the shoulders, and if I get that incline, it really helps me develop and hit the upper back and really feel those muscles being engaged. Another new pulling exercise to the program is a single arm pause row. So essentially what you're doing, you're grabbing your dumbbell. It's probably one of the, I shouldn't have saved this for the last because I was really fatigued by the time I got to this exercise, or I should have just gone lighter on the weight. But essentially you're rowing up and you're gonna hold one of those dumbbells in the upright row position where it's at its up peak position as after you've pulled it up. And you're gonna hold that there while you go through a typical bent over row, bench supported here, a little bit more of at an angle versus one we just did previously to this one. And you're gonna pause, you're gonna row, go through the rowing motions of the rep ranges that you're choosing for this specific workout. Once you get both sides paused and both arms worked, you're gonna finish with a pause row. So you're gonna row up and you're gonna pause, hold for as long as you can before your form breaks. All in all, this workout was awesome. I really like to use bench supported stuff. I like to incorporate both just muscle bearing type exercises like the bent over row where I don't have a bench because I can work the abs, I can work the back and work the posterior chain the way it should be. But I also just like to do these exercises with support, with being able to allow the load to come off my low back. I do have a ruptured disc. I was diagnosed with degenerative discs above that site. So I like to lift pain-free. I don't want to cause any more issues. I feel strong, I feel safe doing them, but I have a healthy balance between supported and non-supported, and I really enjoyed this workout. I hope you did too. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next episode.